Before we start this video, please remember the following program is rated TV PG. Did watches and warnings can become a thing? And why? WMFJ 42, even though they did same toned the flood watch, they same toned coastal flood warnings too. I did also heard that Spectrum did not Spectrum, WFSB did go off for the coastal flood warnings and the flood watch, but I cannot get them too. But again, whatever. It's time for more craziness. Now, I thought after Occasions in New England 46, which is this after Occasions in New England, it's going to be saying Santa's Big Storm 3, but now it has turned into the new name. So it's time to go to after Occasions in New England 46, Santa's Extreme Storm. Santa, you are gonna get wet.
Chicopee Falls, cloudy, temperature 35, wind lows at 5. In Worcester, cloudy, temperature 38. Some this evening through Monday evening. Excessive runoff native rocking. Broadcasts on a frequency of 162.40 megahertz. Here is the official National Weather Service forecast for Southwest Connecticut. Flood. Southern Franklin, Southern Oxford, and Southern Somerset in New Hampshire, including the following areas: Northern Hill, Northern Grafton, Southern Hill, Southern Coast, Grafton, and Somerset. Northern Berkshire and Southern Berkshire, New York, including the following areas: Eastern Albany, Eastern Lancashire, Eastern Benton, Eastern Lincoln, Eastern Ulster, Northern Chilton, Northern Kirkland, Northern Saratoga, Northern Wash, Northern Washington, Clary, Southeast Warren, Southern Fulton, Southern Milford, Southern Saratoga, Southern Washington, Western Albany, Western Columbia, Western 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 Connecticut, and western Vermont, including the following areas: Many Texas, northern and western windows, west from the beach to late Monday night. Excessive runoff may result in flooding of rivers. Other low-lying and flood-prone locations may rise out of their banks. Flooding may occur for urban areas. Additional details: widespread accumulations of 1.5 to 3 inches of rainfall are expected with locally higher amounts possible. The highest rainfall accumulations in excess of 3 inches are expected in eastern southeast regions west of the Catskills. Hartford, Connecticut, Tolland, Connecticut, and Wyndham, Connecticut, Massachusetts, including the following areas: eastern Franklin, Massachusetts, eastern Hampton, Massachusetts, eastern Hampshire, Massachusetts, northern Worcester, Massachusetts, southern Worcester, Massachusetts, western Franklin, Massachusetts, western Hampton, Massachusetts, and western Hampshire, Massachusetts, and northern Rhode Island, including the following area: northwest Providence, Rhode Island. When? From this evening through Monday evening. Impacts include excessive runoff may result in flooding of rivers, creeks, streams, and other low-lying and flood-prone locations. Creeks and streams may rise out of their banks. Flooding may occur in poor drainage and urban areas. Heavy rain of between 1 and 30 miles per hour with gusts up to 50 miles per hour expected. Where? In Connecticut, Litchfield County. In New York, saturated and rivers remain swollen, yielding the potential for renewed flooding risks. Advisory in effect from 1 a.m. to 4 p.m. The 7 and flooding of rivers, creeks, streams, and other low-lying and flood-prone locations. 20 knots with gusts up to 30 knots, diminishing to 10 to 15 knots with gusts up to 20 knots after midnight. Seas 3 to 5 feet, subsiding to 2 feet after midnight. Slight chance of showers after midnight. Winds and seas may be higher in and near thunderstorms. Here is the kite information. At Bridgeport, high tide is at 2:26 p.m. Sunday and 3:04 a.m. Monday. Low tide is at 8:19 a.m. Sunday and 8:58 p.m. Sunday. At New London, 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts up to 50 miles per hour expected. Areas affected include eastern Franklin, eastern Hampshire, and Hampton.
That's me.
From 1 a.m. to 4 p.m. includes coastal Rhode Island and Massachusetts, as well as Long Island. Winds from 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. Roads could be blown down, and a few power outages may result. Wind advisory in effect from 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Travel will be difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles. Wind warning in effect from 5 p.m. include Worcester, northern and central Middlesex, and western Essex counties. 40 miles per hour from 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Monday. Impacts include gusts and winds could blow around unsecured objects. Tree limbs could be blown down, and a few power outages may result. Here are the 7 a.m. observations for the Hartford metropolitan. Power outages are possible. Travel will be difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles. High wind warning in effect from 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Monday. South winds 25 to 35 miles per hour with gusts up to 60 miles per hour expected. Areas affected include in Massachusetts, western Norfolk, northern Bristol, and western Plymouth counties. In Rhode Island, northwest Providence, and western Kent counties. Wind from 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Monday. Impacts include damaging winds will blow down trees and power lines. Power outages are possible. Travel will be difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles. High wind warning in effect from 5 Central Long Island Sound on Monday. South winds 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts up to 60 miles per hour expected. Areas affected include southeast Middlesex County. Wind from 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Monday. Impacts include damaging winds will blow down trees and power lines. Power outages are possible. Travel will be difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles. Wind advisory remains in effect from this afternoon. Monday. Southeast winds 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts up to 50 miles per hour expected. Areas affected include northern Connecticut. Wind from 1 a.m. to northern New Haven, southern Fairfield, southern Middlesex, and southern New Haven, northeast New Jersey, including the following areas: eastern Bergen, eastern Essex, eastern Passaic, eastern Union, Hudson, western Bergen, western Essex, western Passaic, and western Union, and southeast New York. Southeast winds 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts up to 50 miles per hour expected. Areas affected include the eastern slopes of the Berkshires. Winds from 1 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday afternoon include gusty winds could blow around unsecured objects. Flooding of rivers. Tree limbs could be blown down, and a few power outages may result. Wind advisory in effect from 1 a.m. to 4 p.m. Minor flooding will likely occur in poor drainage and urban areas. Additional details: rainfall totals of 2 to 4 inches with locally higher amounts are forecast across the watch area today into Monday. The heaviest rainfall from 1 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Got wind advisory for me. I also got a high wind warning for Boston.
Winds could be blown down, and a few power outages may result. http://www.weather.gov/safety/flood. Flood watch remains in effect from this evening through late Monday night. What? Flooding caused by excessive rainfall immediately possible. Portions of northwestern Connecticut, including the following areas: northern Litchfield and southern Litchfield, western Massachusetts, including the following areas: northern Berkshire and southern Berkshire, New York, including the following areas: eastern Albany, eastern Columbia, eastern Dutchess, eastern Greene, eastern Rensselaer, eastern Schenectady, eastern Ulster, Hamilton, Montgomery, northern Fulton, northern Herkimer, northern Saratoga, northern Warren, northern Washington, Scotty, southeast Warren, southern Fulton, southern Herkimer, southern Saratoga, southern Washington, western Albany, western Columbia, western Dutchess, western Greene, western Rensselaer, western Schenectady, and western Ulster, and southern Vermont, including the following areas: Bennington, eastern. Impacts: excessive runoff may result in flooding of rivers, creeks, streams, and other low-lying and flood-prone locations. Creeks and streams may rise out of their banks. Flooding may occur in poor drainage and urban areas. Additional details: widespread accumulations of 1.5 to 3 inches of rainfall are expected with locally higher amounts possible. The highest rainfall accumulations in excess of 3 inches are expected in east and southeast facing slopes of the eastern Catskills. http://weather.gov/safety/flood. Flood watch remains in effect from this evening through Monday evening. What? Flooding caused by excessive rainfall continues to be possible. Where portions of northern Connecticut, including the following areas: Hartford, Connecticut, Tolland, Connecticut, and Windham, Connecticut, Massachusetts, including the following areas: eastern Franklin, Massachusetts, eastern Hampton, Massachusetts, eastern Hampshire, Massachusetts, northern Worcester, Massachusetts, southern Worcester, Massachusetts, western Franklin, Massachusetts, western Hampton, Massachusetts, and western Hampshire, Massachusetts, and northern Rhode Island, including the following area: northwest Providence, Rhode Island. When, from this evening through Monday evening. Impacts: excessive runoff may result in flooding of rivers, creeks, streams, and other low-lying and flood-prone locations. Creeks and streams may rise out of their banks. Flooding may occur in poor drainage and urban areas. Additional details: heavy rain of between 1 and 4 inches falling over an area with current 3-hour flash flood guidance around 2 inches and 6-hour flash flood guidance between 2.5 and 3 inches may result in rapid stream and small river rises. Given similar rain totals fell just a week ago, soils remain saturated and rivers remain swollen, yielding the potential for renewed flooding risks. http://weather.gov/safety/flood. For the following area, in New Jersey, Hudson, and the following areas, in New York, southern Westchester, Manhattan, Bronx, and Staten Island, and the following areas, in Connecticut, northern Fairfield, northern New Haven, and northern Middlesex. Wind advisory remains in effect from midnight tonight to noon Monday. What? Southeast winds 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts up to 50 miles per hour expected. Where? In Connecticut, northern Fairfield, northern New Haven, and northern Middlesex counties. In New Jersey, Hudson County. In New York, southern Westchester, Manhattan, Bronx, and Staten Island counties. When? From midnight tonight to noon Monday. Impacts: gusty winds could blow around unsecured objects. Tree limbs could be blown down and a few power outages may result. For the following areas, in Connecticut, northern Litchfield and southern Litchfield. Wind advisory remains in effect from 1 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday. What? Southeast winds 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts up to 50 miles per hour expected. Where? In Connecticut, Litchfield County. In Massachusetts, Berkshire County. In New York, eastern Rensselaer, eastern Columbia, and eastern Dutchess counties. In Vermont, Bennington County. When? From 1 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday. Impacts: gusty winds could blow around unsecured objects. Tree limbs could be blown down and a few power outages may result. For the following areas, in Connecticut, Hartford, Tolland, and Windham. Wind advisory in effect from 1 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday. What? Southeast winds 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts up to 50 miles per hour expected. Where? Northern Connecticut. When? From 1 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday. Impacts: gusty winds could blow around unsecured objects. Tree limbs could be blown down and a few power outages may result. Use extra caution when driving, especially if operating a high-profile vehicle. Secure outdoor objects. High wind warning in effect from midnight tonight to noon Monday. What? Southeast winds 25 to 35 miles per hour with gusts up to 60 miles per hour expected. Where? Portions of southern Connecticut and southeast New York. When? From midnight tonight to noon Monday. Impacts: damaging winds will blow down trees and power lines. Widespread power outages are expected. Travel will be difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles. People should avoid being outside in forested areas and around trees and branches. If possible, remain in the lower levels of your home during the windstorm and avoid windows. Use caution if you must drive. Coastal flood watch remains in effect from Sunday evening through Monday afternoon. What? 1.5 to 2 feet of inundation above ground level is possible in vulnerable areas near the waterfront and shoreline with the Monday afternoon high tide. Up to 1 foot inundation above ground level is possible with the Sunday night high tide. Where? Bronx, northwest Suffolk, northern Queens, and northern Nassau counties. When? From Sunday night through Monday afternoon. Localized minor flooding possible with the Sunday night high tide. Widespread moderate flooding possible with the Monday afternoon high tide. Coastal flood impacts. Widespread moderate flooding around 2 feet of inundation of vulnerable areas is possible near the waterfront and shoreline, including roads, parking lots, parks, lawns, and homes and businesses with basements near the waterfront. Several road closures are possible, and vehicles parked in vulnerable areas near the waterfront becoming flooded. Flooding may also extend inland from the waterfront along tidal rivers and bays. Shoreline impacts. Breaking waves of 2 to 4 feet during the Sunday night and possibly Monday afternoon high tides may result in some beach erosion and localized waves splash over onto shoreline roads and properties. Coastal flood warning in effect from 11 p.m. Sunday to 6 p.m. Monday. What? 1.5 to 2.5 feet of inundation above ground level is likely in vulnerable areas near the waterfront and shoreline with a Monday afternoon high tide. Locally, 3 feet of inundation is possible. Up to 1 foot inundation above ground level is possible with the Sunday night high tide. Where? Northeast Suffolk and Southeast Suffolk counties. When? From 11 p.m. Sunday to 6 p.m. Monday. Minor flooding possible with the Sunday night high tide. Widespread moderate flooding likely. Locally, major flooding possible with the Monday afternoon high tide. Coastal flood impacts. Widespread flooding up to 2.5 feet of inundation of vulnerable areas is expected near the waterfront and shoreline, including roads, parking lots, parks, lawns, and homes and businesses with basements near the waterfront. Numerous road closures are likely, and vehicles parked in vulnerable areas near the waterfront will likely become flooded. Flooding will also extend inland from the waterfront along tidal rivers and bays. South-facing shorelines of the North Fork and areas around the entrance to Peconic River will be the most susceptible. Shoreline impacts. Large breaking waves along the ocean beach front of 12 to 16 feet will result in widespread beach flooding and dune erosion Monday morning into afternoon. Scattered overwashes are likely where dune structures are compromised, causing flooding of roadways and vulnerable structures behind them. For Orient Point, 4 to 8 feet breaking waves during the time of high tide Monday afternoon will likely result in beach erosion, minor damage to shorefront structures, and flooding of shorefront roadways. Coastal flood warning remains in effect from 10 p.m. Sunday to 6 p.m. Monday. What? 1.5 to 2.5 feet of inundation above ground level is likely in vulnerable areas near the waterfront and shoreline with a Monday afternoon high tide. Around 1 foot inundation above ground level is possible with the Sunday night high tide. Where? In Connecticut, southern Fairfield, southern New Haven, southern Middlesex, and southern New London counties. In New York, southern Westchester County. When? From 10 p.m. Sunday to 6 p.m. Monday. Minor flooding with the Sunday night high tide. Widespread moderate flooding likely with the Monday afternoon high tide. Coastal flood impacts. Widespread flooding up to 2.5 feet of inundation of vulnerable areas is expected near the waterfront and shoreline, including roads, parking lots, parks, lawns, and homes and businesses with basements near the waterfront. Numerous road closures are likely, and vehicles parked in vulnerable areas near the waterfront will likely become flooded. River flood impacts. Flooding with a Monday afternoon high tide will likely extend inland from the waterfront up tidal rivers, particularly up the Hudson River, affecting low-lying riverfront communities in Westchester, Rockland, Orange, and Putnam counties. In addition, heavy rainfall and/or runoff coinciding with the Monday afternoon high tides will exacerbate street and property flooding issues along tidally affected rivers. Shoreline impacts. Breaking waves of 3 to 5 feet during the Sunday night and possibly Monday afternoon high tides. This will result in widespread beach erosion, with minor damage possible to shoreline structures, and waves splash over onto shoreline roads and properties. Coastal flood warning remains in effect from 9 p.m. Sunday to 6 p.m. Monday. What? 1.5 to 2.5 feet of inundation above ground level is likely in vulnerable areas near the waterfront and shoreline with a Monday afternoon high tide.
I'm not gonna get that over. But I didn't know that this was a lot of friends. And I know what you're thinking. No, you can't do that. Okay, guys, that is it. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bridgeport, Connecticut!
Okay, count. Hold on.
I can take 4. Where's the channel? Where did channel 4 go?
Storm total rainfall of 2 to 4 inches will result in rapid stream and small river rises. Photos fell just a week ago. Soils remain saturated and rivers flood warning in effect until 9:15 a.m. this morning. What urban area and stream flooding caused by excessive rainfall is occurring? Where portions of southern Connecticut, including the following counties, Fairfield and New Haven and southeast New York, including the following counties. When? Creeks, streams, and other low-lying and flood-prone locations is imminent or imminent. Streams continue to rise due to rainfall from the southeast. Additional details. 6:10 a.m. Emergency management reported flooding in the warned area in the area of Danbury. Flooding is already occurring. Between 1 and 2.5 inches of rain has fallen. Additional rainfall amounts of 1 to 2 inches are possible in the warned area. Some locations that will experience flooding include Bridgeport, New Haven, Stamford, Waterbury, Norwalk, Danbury, White Plains, Milford, Shelton, Naugatuck, Southbury, New Canaan, Walcott, Mount Kisco, Mahopac, Lake Carmel, Sherman, Brewster, Newtown, and Fairfield. http://www.weather.gov/ encountering flooded roads. Most of the deaths occur in vehicles. Flood watch remains ineffective.
Got a flood warning. We just got a flood warning. Got a WFSB. No premature thought. Here. 3.2 off the air. Gotta go to the way. Okay. First warning of the day.
Okay, guys, I'm back from school. Now, these next alerts are from school. I'm gonna give you guys your attention. These alerts were recorded while I was in school, but again, I had no choice but to record those anyways because of that. Also, if you can notice, the radio that I've gone to school, which I don't want to tell my mom or anybody else, is this EF310. Yeah, it was bought because of the paint damage. But once again, I have no choice but to bring it because this is a big event with Dragway. So now, enjoy these parts of the works, and we will continue with that until no more words gets issued.
Okay.
Why don't we have a towel yet? We're super wings.
Alright, baby, we're now on a flood warning.
Flood warning? Correct.
There might be a charger over there, Ethan, if you need it. Oh, no, yeah, no, yeah, okay. I saw the broken phone. I was like, oh god, so sweet. Kind of sick. I think on a day like today, when it'd be in the last week,
Another flood warning. This time it's for her your hand.
I love you guys being here, but honestly, I am not comfortable with you. I really don't trust it.
WX 93.
Never again, never again. Where did you go? You know what? Anyone who sets a good example for you guys, I'm cool with. The guards are named a little bit differently and a little more appropriate.
Stop spawning in villages.
I can't connect to the server. That's a me.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. But it's business. I get that too. You know? It is what it is.
You're the one who Okay. I don't even like villagers. Don't worry about the myth. He had the egg. Where's the?
What? Didn't have the egg, bro.
I had TNT and flame steel.
Yeah, but you also made a leg. You also spawned in a few villages as well.
No, I did it. I spawned in a
You spawned in villages, you built lava.
The only thing I spawned in was slime, and you spawned in lava, and I had to spawn in water to make it go away.
Wow, good job.
You did that. Okay, the one.
Blood, let me in. I didn't even spawn the eggs. These Scooby toys? No, I'll make my own world.
Y'all run it. Destroy my house.
I'm gonna name it something beautiful. Eggs, love, stuff, baby.
Is that Kenny Rogers over there?
Whoever pronounces one of these wins.
I like Minecraft.
Whoever pronounces one of these, there's my tiger.
Pronounces what? Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Is that one of them?
Studying, James?
Yantic, what are you, Yantic? Come on, guys.
Alright. Number 1, speak. I'd like to speak with you later. Speak. Number 2, stood. He stood there for hours waiting his turn. Stood. Number 3, journey. The journey was so much fun. Journey. Number 4, thunderstorm. So the thunderstorm scared my mom. Thunderstorm. Number 5, remembering. I can't help remembering all of the nice things you've done. Remembering. Got a lot of stuff. Let's close our Chromebook. We have a lot of stuff open in front of us that we don't need. Number 6, vague. The directions were very vague. Vague. Number 7, doubt. I doubt anyone will ask a question. Doubt. Number 8, linger. I wanted to linger, but I knew that I should go. Linger. Number 9, minute. The eggs will be ready in 1 minute. Minute.
And
And number 10, tongue. My tongue hurt after eating that bell pepper.
Alright, did you know who already died? 9 Dinar? It's the most valuable. It's the currency. It's the most valuable currency in the world. Did you know that Kuwait has no unescorted world record? Did you know that? Did you know these pictures?
Flood Watch has been canceled.
Thank you for reading my article, and I made it.
Thank you.
Made you want to go to this beautiful country and
You totally skipped them.
Let's see the winner of this field.
Now, there you go. The brushes you get yourself. We had one for one. You're fired, girl.
Look at that.
Hey, yo, Smeggy. Hey, yo, what day, dog? Hi, dude.
Don't run away from me.
Don't hang with me.
Okay, I will get you the stuff. Give me 1 second. It's for the teachers. You guys are my minions and my elves, and I'm the elf, and I'm telling you to hustle. So get it done.
Do the hustle.
I'm Mrs. Claus.
Yeah, I don't think we need to yell like that. James, close down that weather thing on the side so I know you're focused. You can go wash your hands if you want.
Sometimes you can see it in the daytime. What would you see on your window?
I know you're focused.
Flood warning in effect from Tuesday morning until further notice. Moderate flooding is forecast. Areas affected include from Tuesday morning until further notice. Impacts include a 10.5 feet. Flooding continues to overspread sections of Portland as well as downstream.
Oh my goodness, WRG41, you're back!
Some roads will be impassable. In Cromwell, Road. Rocky Hill, portions of Meadow Road will become impassable. At 2:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Monday, the stage was 6.7 feet. Thankful stage is 7.0 feet. Forecast: the river will oscillate below flood stage with a maximum value of 10.9 feet Wednesday evening. It will rise above flood stage tomorrow morning. Flood stage is 7.0 feet. Flood history. This crest compares to the previous crest of 10.4 feet on July 13th, 2023. http://www.weather.gov/safety/flood.
Flood warning for the Connecticut River and Middle Haddam 2. WRG41 return. Finally to bring back from the dead. Thank you, WRG41. Again.
Greenfield, Deerfield, South Hadley, East Hampton, Longmeadow, Southfield, Monroe, Granby, Southwick, Montaigne, Southampton, and Hadley. http://www.weather.gov/safety/flood. Flood warning now in effect until 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this evening. Small stream flooding caused by excessive rainfall continues. Areas affected include portions of northern Connecticut, including the following county: Hartford and western Massachusetts, including the following county: Hampden. When? Until 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Impacts include flooding of rivers, creeks, streams, and other low-lying and flood-prone locations is imminent or occurring. Streams continue to rise due to excess runoff from earlier rainfall. At 3:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Doppler radar and automated rain gauges indicated heavy rain. Flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly in the warned area. Between 3 and 4 inches of rain have fallen. Additional rainfall amounts up to 1 inch are possible in the warned area. Some locations that will experience flooding include Hartford, New Britain, West Hartford, Bristol, East Hartford, Enfield, Southington, Glastonbury, Newton, Windsor, Agawam, Wethersfield, South Windsor, Farmington, Simsbury, Bloomfield, Berlin, Rocky Hill, Avon, and Plainville. http://www.weather.gov/safety/flood. Flood warning now in effect until 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this evening. Small stream flooding caused by excessive rainfall continues. Areas affected include portions of northern Connecticut, including the following counties: Hartford, Holland and Windham, and northern Rhode Island, including the following county: Providence. When? Until 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Impacts include flooding of rivers, creeks, streams, and other low-lying and flood-prone locations is imminent or occurring. Streams continue to rise due to excess runoff from earlier rainfall. At 3:16 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Doppler radar indicated heavy rain. Flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly in the warned area. Between 2.5 and 3.5 inches of rain have fallen. Additional rainfall amounts up to 1 inch are possible in the warned area. Some locations that will experience flooding include Manchester, East Hartford, Enfield, Glastonbury, Vernon, Wethersfield, Mansfield, South Windsor, Windham, Plainfield, Rocky Hill, Willimantic, Killingly, Burteville, Ellington, Tolland, Coventry, Stafford, Somers, and East Windsor. http://www.weather.gov/safety/flood. Flood warning in effect from this afternoon.
For river flood warning for Boston. Just got the EOMs for that one, but again, that was a flood warning for Boston.
At 30.0 feet.
This is the Connecticut River at Montague.
At 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Monday, the stage was 29.0 feet. Vengeful stage feet. Recent activity. The maximum river stage in the 24 hours ending at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Monday was 29.0 feet. Forecast. The river is expected to rise to a crest of 30.4 feet tomorrow morning. It will then fall below flood stage early Wednesday morning. Flood stage is 28.0 feet. Flood history. This crest compares to a previous crest of 30.5 feet on January 11, 1935. http://weather.gov/safety/flood. Flood advisory in effect.
In effect from this morning to early tomorrow afternoon. What minor flooding is forecast where? Connecticut River below Holyoke. When? From this morning to early tomorrow afternoon. Impacts at 26.5 feet. Lowland flooding is expected along the Connecticut River below the Holyoke Dam south to Agawam and Long Meadow. Additional details at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Monday. The stage was 21.5 feet. Full stage is 26.5 feet. Forecast. The river is expected to rise above flood stage this morning to a crest of 27.1 feet this evening. Then fall below flood stage tomorrow morning. Flood stage is 26.5 feet. Flood history. This crest compares to a previous crest of 27.7 feet on August 30th, 2011. http://www.weather.gov/safety/flood.